we are the group that is going to tell you guys how to use Bunsen burners properly. So this SOP is going to explain that Bunsen burners are used to create a controlled flame that you can use within your lab experiment. And the scope for this is anybody who has the intention of doing any work in a lab, basically.
Alright, so in the Bunsen burner SOP, there are quite a few safety hazards that have to be considered. To start off, this SOP, especially dealing with the Bunsen burner, will involve running gas. So first of all, always know where the off switch for the valve of gases that you're using for the gas main. Additionally, when the gas valve is running, double check this hose and make sure that there are no punctures and that both ends are firmly attached to both the burner and also to the gas main to ensure that you have no gas leaking during the experiment. With open flame, there are a bunch of other hazards inherent there. So, first of all, make sure that your workstation is clear of any extra papers, notebooks, or anything highly flammable, especially chemicals that are not directly involved in the experiment. Also, for those of you who have longer hair, make sure your hair is tied back to ensure that none of that gets caught up in the flame of the Bunsen burner. Lastly, flame involves heat, so have medical precautions nearby just in case burns occur. Always know where the nearest medical kit is and be prepared just in case to apply any burn first aid. 2, though, ensure that that does not happen whenever dealing with any hot objects or anything that has been in contact with the Bunsen burner. Always make sure that you're using either safety gloves or tongs, and never assume any glassware that has been near the Bunsen burner is going to be cool. Glass is going to retain its heat longer than you would expect, so always veer on the side of caution in this experiment. Just in case a fire breaks out using the Bunsen burner, always make sure that you know where the nearest fire safety equipment is, whether that's a smother blanket or a fire extinguisher. And to prevent any fire hazards, always make sure that you have a lot of open space around you and that you're not ever lighting a Bunsen burner under a low shelf or any other low-hanging object.
Okay, so before you start using your Bunsen burner, you're going to want to make sure you have all materials on hand. So the first thing you need, obviously, is the Bunsen burner itself, and you're going to need the hose attached to it. This hose is to carry the gas from the outlet into the Bunsen burner to cause a flame. You will also need matches, obviously, to light the Bunsen burner, and you may want a ring stand and a ceramic mesh pad if you are using a beaker, if you want to heat up something inside of a beaker. And that's all for materials.
When you're using Bunsen burners, make sure that you're protected by wearing goggles and cover yourself and wearing closed-toed shoes. And then also make sure you have a beaker ready with water to extinguish the flames of the match. So to start, you're going to want to make sure that the hose is connected to the burner and to the gas part on the table. And then you turn the gas on until you hear a light hiss. And you always make sure that the collar is closed before you turn it on. And then when you hear the hiss, you can light the match and light the burner. After the burner is lit, you can adjust the collar to adjust the flame. And to adjust the flame even more, you can adjust the gas from the table. And then to shut it off, you just turn the gas off here.
As soon as you're done using the Bunsen burner for your experiment, make sure to immediately turn off the gas valve and turn off the main gas system in the room. And then once you've done that, remove this rubber valve from that. And then now you're done with the gas. So take the matches from the beaker that you extinguished it with and throw them in the trash can. And then this water can just go in the sink and then clean the beaker and you're done. What did I say? Okay, I know what I'm saying.
Once you hear the sound, you can light a match to start the burner.
Bloopers.